Join me today on the USFL podcast player interview series. I have the pleasure to be joined by starting running back for the Tampa Bay Bandits, now the 3-2 Tampa Bay Bandits after their late miraculous win on Friday night last week against the Panthers. Juwan Washington joins me, the man who scored, by the way, the go-ahead touchdown for the Bandits themselves. Juwan, congrats on that win, by the way. 3-2 through 5 weeks. You guys are in a good spot for the playoffs. And hey, you get to cap off things with getting that really slick run up the middle for yourself to help kind of seal the deal. How are you doing this week?
Oh, I'm doing good. Appreciate for having me, but I'm doing good. Body's feeling good and everything.
Awesome. So honestly, every time I have a player on, I got to get this started because I always love the stories, man. You come out of San Diego State, back at, you have your 2019 season, you have a pretty good solid career out there at SDSU. You, of course, jump into a scene where, the pandemic just kind of threw a lot of stuff off with sports. I mean, how'd you navigate just 2020 and kind of, you're out there, you're trying to get looks. What was going on through your head and how was that journey for you?
I mean, it was unreal because, that's never happened before. So, pretty much everyone's going through the same thing. So it made it a little bit easier. It's not just being me, the one dealing with it. So there's a few guys you can always go to and talk to about some things that you're dealing with. So, but it was just pretty much all over, go from a lot of places, moving around, training. I went from California to Texas, back to California. So I was just trying to find a way to keep going and making some things happen.
Yeah, dang. I mean, all the travel, keeping in shape, obviously has to be its own thing. My understanding is you didn't have a pro day to kind of show off your skills. So that I can't imagine how that impacts you, being a running back, which is already, to me, a competitive position to even get in the first place as well. You had looks with Houston, from what I understand. You were in the CFL for a spell. What was the lead up going into kind of looking at the USFL as an option for you?
So really, this is pretty much my first opportunity. It says I was with the CFL, but I was only signed probably for about a month and a half.
Okay.
And I never got to go up there to camp or anything. They ended up releasing me, telling me not to come before camp started. But so pretty much what I was doing before here, I was coaching. I was teaching and coaching in my old high school in Texas. So I saw the USFL coming up and talking to my agent. I just decided to put my name in there and see what happens, just to take a chance, and ended up paying off and got an opportunity to come out here.
Yeah, and you're definitely seeming to make the most of those opportunities right now. For yourself, I mean, you're one of the highlight players in terms of what the league's looking for, extra exposure. I myself, I've been impressed because you get to have one of the helmet cams on. You've had some solid highlight runs just from that. I mean, last week we're talking about, your guys' late heroics against the Gamblers. I mean, having that cutback touchdown that you guys had, or getting stuffed up the middle, of course, too. I mean, how is it having that little responsibility? Do they give you tips or anything with the camera, or do they just tell you go play, the thing will work?
Oh, no, they just, before the game, they just cut it on, and I just go out there and play, and they use whatever they want to use. So, my goal is to go out there and give them something to look at when I'm out there. So it was pretty cool. Our equipment guy, Tom, he just asked if I want to wear it, and I was more than happy to wear it. It doesn't bother me or anything. It's just like my normal helmet, and it just has a camera on there. So I've been kind of excited that we got a couple good videos out of it. So
yeah. There's no extra weight or anything to this. Like, it just, you don't even notice it at all?
No, the only thing last week, I think the battery may have, I think it came unattached.
Okay.
So it was clanking around on my helmet. So I might have to hurry up and get them to glue it back in before, this was right before halftime. So when we came back from halftime, it was fixed, but I could hear, I was like, what is that clinking in my helmet? And then I realized it was the video stuff, so I had to get them to fix it.
Do you get any? I mean, do you ever look back at those videos and go, like, you get kind of like maybe like, whoa, that is kind of what I saw, or like maybe you see something before you might have missed, use as like extra film for you?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's almost like a flashback almost. It's like because you can remember exactly what you saw, and it's pretty much in our view. So going back and watching, it's like, dang, I really did see it pretty much just like that. So it's kind of crazy, especially that tackle that I got tackled in the backfield, seeing that guy come through so fast. I was like, yeah, he was there before I even got forward. So that was pretty cool to see.
I played line in high school, so like to me that whole experience, just having to focus on, okay, I gotta get ball control, I gotta am I even gonna have a chance to do anything? Like, I know this is coming, so
Yeah.
you have only a few options when the guy's right on top of you and your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you've been, like I said, again, you've been doing great stuff with the views, and it's really helped with the league and that. I mean, not only for that, but now this past week, you're on United by Football, of course, with the rest of your team. The Bandits get highlighted, talking with Todd Haley and talking with Vinny Papali and these other guys. Let me just ask you, you think, you just off that video yourself, you think of yourself as the best rapper on the team?
One of them, I may have said a couple of things here and there in my lifetime that I would say I probably wasn't ready. It's like when I'm on the spot, it's hard to think of some things sometimes, but yeah, I would say so.
Because I mean, you had some good lyric skills. Also, was something that pointed out, the teammates seem to think you are definitely the big energy guy on the team. You find yourself pumping up folks all the time, getting people jazzed, getting ready to go.
Well, for me, it's like I'm more of like I'll say jokes here and there. I'm always joking around and stuff, just keeping it playful. I'm always excited and stuff like that. So pretty much everyone always says you're always smiling. So that's why I just try to bring energy and stuff. You never know what kind of day somebody's having. So I just always try to have a good attitude about everything and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I mean, hey, you're getting to play football too. Like we were just talking. I mean, you get your opportunity again, right? I mean, can't ask for more than that.
Yeah.
How's it? Do they give you direction for this? Like, say, like, do they just say, look, we're just gonna be in background, ignore us, or like they say, like, do this? Like, how is it working with a camera crew for stuff like that?
It's pretty much real. What they'll do is they'll probably mic up a few guys that they want to mic up, but other than that, they're just sitting back in the background and just letting us do our thing, and whatever happens is whatever happens. So whatever everyone's seeing, that's pretty much what happens on a daily basis. Guys joking around, doing things like that. So that's pretty much us on an everyday basis.
Well, I'd love to hear that too, because I mean, we, fans, I think, like I say, you get that extra exposure,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone gets to see kind of the more real side of players like yourself that we don't
Mm-hmm.
always get, and I appreciate getting to see that for the league. Especially we get to see how you guys get to interact, not only as teammates, but also on the field. You, like I mentioned, you're 3-2. It's been some ups, been some downs, but you guys are right in the thick of things. For yourself, how do you evaluate where you guys are as well, the Tampa Bay Bandits? Where do you feel like you guys are at right now, halfway through the year?
I think we're in a good spot right now. We're getting better. We're doing some things that we weren't doing at the beginning of the year. Defense is doing a really great job. They're getting better each week. We finally got some turnovers rolling this week, and I think that was good to see. Just to build a little bit more confidence with the team. But as a team, I still think we got a lot to improve on, and we're not as good as we can be if we just put it all together. I think we can really make a long run for this thing, and towards the end of the year, I think we'll be right where we want to be.
Mm-hmm. How would you best describe Todd Haley, working with him? I know in United by Football, by the way, he had an interaction with you about getting the catch, but in this, it's been more. It sounds like he's more. He used to be very much brash. Of course, if you look at past film and all that, he definitely seems to have a different perspective, at least to the outside audience, than what he used to have in the NFL.
Oh yeah, that's one thing. When they show those old clips and everyone talks about Coach Haley, how he used to be, I'm like, man, there's no way that's the same person, because now he's all mellowed down. He's real cool. He takes care of us, and I think that's the biggest thing for our team is we're all well connected, and we just we all want to be around each other and stuff. But he's a great coach to be around. You can tell how much knowledge he has just being in the meeting room with him, and the things and the stories he tells us is crazy, because those are players that you watch for a long time in the NFL, and situations you watch on TV, but he's telling you like the inside story of it, of everything. So it's real cool to be able to experience that.
Has to be nice too to have a veteran coach like that, someone who's been through the ringer, been to all levels, was a head coach in the league at one point, a well-recognized offensive coordinator. So you get to be in his system, and he can give you tips on how to operate your end of this whole angle too. Do you what's can you list anything off that you've learned from Todd Haley, or at least the group that you maybe hadn't realized or had not taken from, say, college or leading up into your career?
Just really just, being a professional, really just, this is my first time playing professional football. So everything that we're doing is just, I'm learning everything and just taking it in. But, just the system of like how everything is scheduled, like how it is in the pros and the NFL. So just being able to, learn from him with that, and then just how it's played and how it's played in professional is so much different than college, because everyone's good. So it's just little detailed things that you got to do differently than what you may have done before. And pretty much just, it's all the same thing. I think offensively, a lot of people do the same things, it's just maybe different calls and things like that. So just to see that is really helping us a lot.
That's great to hear there, Juwan. I got to ask you, before I get into my final question, just relating back to the game here, I've been asking players that I've had on with the league so far. I think that every one of them, they have a personal goal. The USFL has been, we can look at United by Football. We can talk about how spring football is. It can be a startup to a career here. It can be a startup to trying to get to the next level, of course. And people look for other goals within that with getting back into football. You yourself, you've said you're jumping back in after being away for a minute and taking this chance. What are some goals you set for yourself for the season, or that maybe you've adjusted as the season's gone on for yourself?
The main goal for me was just, just to be here, take advantage of every opportunity that I get, and just come out of the season healthy, and hopefully get that opportunity. And once this season is over, to go in in someone's camp or something like that, and just be able to compete, something that I've always wanted to do. So I've been competing here and trying to do the best I can, and then see if it takes me to the next level. But if not, then I think this can be a great league to just, continue to play in and just get better in. And as it grows and go on, I can always say I was one of the first players to play in the USFL when it first started back.
Right. You got to take that home with you. I mean, it's kind of unique. You're being in Birmingham. Have you been to Birmingham before this? So how are you finding the city then?
Oh yeah, it's pretty nice. We've been moving around, doing some things, finding things to do outside of football. As you guys seen, we went bowling, and we did that a lot. So there's a lot of things that I didn't experience before that I've been seeing out here that's pretty cool and stuff like that.
I'm glad to hear it. My final question for you relates back to that Week 5 matchup. So, game starts out pretty explosive. You got the Panthers score on a double pass. You guys do a flea flicker. Quite frankly, the flea flicker doesn't exactly go as planned. Can we go through that? You're obviously pitching it back. Jordan doesn't fully get it. Just what's going on down that little, maybe we'll say 5 seconds leading from, oh God, it hit the ground, to, oh my goodness, Dylan's is in the end zone.
Yeah, so I got the ball and I seen someone come free. So my first thought was the receiver. So I was like, well, if someone's coming free, someone might think that he's going to tackle me and may stop guarding a receiver. So I was trying to get the ball to Jordan as quick as I can. I just didn't toss it with enough strength, and it didn't go as far. So I saw him. So once it hits the ground, I'm like, oh man. Then I see him pick it up and spin off the D-line guy, and he just makes a great play and throws it downfield. And Derek Dillon made a great catch and finished for a touchdown. I was like, oh my, that's just one of those ones you go from, oh my gosh, to just, oh yeah. So,
any coach's perspective you got on the sideline after that one?
Oh well, he was, you can't be too mad when it's completed for a touchdown. So it was all cheers and stuff like that. You like that, but the end result is all that matters at the end of the day. So we got the touchdown and we can move on to the next snap.
Sometimes, man, it just works out. That's all you can do. Made for a heck of a play, heck of a highlight, in all the less, can't ask for more.
Yeah.
Well, Juwan, thank you for joining me. Really appreciate your time. Many of us are wishing you and all the rest of the players, just not only in the Bandits, but just the rest of the league, best of luck going through this full season. We're rooting for all of you, no matter what, especially folks in Tampa Bay rooting for you guys. And, keep on that playoff journey and keep on your own personal journey, man. I wish you the best.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you.